Welcome to Genesis Flow Automation, where we build AI-powered websites and automations for mission-driven businesses and professionals like you. If you are a solopreneur or you are running a business by yourself, or maybe you have a team of people, example, a real estate agent or a dentist or a lawyer or tax personnel, CPA, whatever it is, there's possibility that you are losing leads through your website. And it is possible that because of this, you may be also missing out on sales and on money. So in today's video, I want to show you within the next 10 to 15 minutes how you can create a automation system that will integrate with your Webflow website and be able to track the leads so that and store it in your Google Sheet, so and send you a notification also so that you are able to follow up with them and be notified whenever somebody fills out a form on your website. So without further ado, let's get right to it and let's build. All right, so let's get to building this automation system so that you can be able to use it for your own business. And again, feel free to reach out to me if you need help with setting this up and implementing it in your business. I can take care of that for you, my team and I. But let's get right to it. All right, so we're going to build this automation from scratch, right? Because I want to show you what to do. Now, the first module that we need here is Webflow. So Make.com has a built-in Webflow module. So you go in here. So you go in here and add your Webflow module. You can search for it at the very bottom here and add your Webflow module. And what we're trying to do is to get a to watch for a list of form submission, right? So you scroll down to form and you have list form, which will retrieve the list of the forms. List form submission will get you a list of form submissions, which is the first thing that we want. So we can do that. And then you will need to add your Webflow connection, which you can add by just signing into your connection on Webflow, and just with your username and password, and give the necessary rights to your Webflow. If you need help with that, give us a shout out. Now, what we want to do is we want to search for the form that's coming from our site. So the site that we are trying to get it from. So this, once your connection is established, is going to list all of the sites that you have here. So you can actually select the site that you're trying to do. So we want a site ID and we want to get the lead capture form. So there's one important thing to note is that when you are building your form in Webflow, in order for it to be easy, as you can see here, we have lots of test form, test form, test form. It's going to be very hard to identify which form it is if you don't have the right name for the form. So I suggest that you create that. And then we want just one. We just want just one information, one like one line of submission to come through a list of forms. And the next thing we want to do is once we have that list of form, we want to get the form submission. So we'll go down to form, inventory assets form, and we want to get a form submission, not get a form, but get a form submission, because sometimes people mistake that. And what we want to do is actually get the form ID. Now I know this might be something, but I just prefer to get it from the form itself. And you can actually just search for the form ID and it will put it up here, same thing that we did, and do your lead capture form, do that, and just take the ID from here. I know you can just click and do form ID, but sometimes that might give you a bug in a system, but I found that this is the best way that you can do it. And once we do that, the next thing is we want to update our Google Sheets. Now you must first have a Google Sheet to update, or you can create one, and whenever you have a form, but that's not necessary. So what we do is, as you can see, I already have a form here. I'm going to delete the data that we got in here. I already created a form that the data that we're getting from Webflow form is going to come in here, and we're going to store it. So think of it as your little data storage, so to speak. So do Google Sheets, and what we're going to do is add a row to that Google Sheet every time we have a new form submission. So we'll add that, and search method will be searched by path. Is going to be my Google Drive. We're going to choose the sheet. The Google Sheet is the website form submission, and the sheet that we want is the contact form sheet. The table contains header. Yes, it does. We want now when you look here, there's one thing, we don't have data yet, we don't have any response yet. So what we want to do is and I did this on purpose because sometimes you wouldn't know what you're getting. So what we want to do is we want to unlink this for now, and we're going to run these two models so that we can get data. So we run this, and that information came true, and you can see that now we have a formation. We actually have some form response with everything that we need here. So now it's that data. Now we can connect our sheet back, and we're going to choose that form again, work form submission, select the sheet headers. Yes, first name we're going to do F name, last name is L name, company name, company name. Email will be email. Inquiry will be the last one here. It should be like message or field here instead of field. And then we'll go ahead and hit save. So step 3 is done. The next thing is, once we have that information, we want to be able to create an email that will go to our user. So we go ahead and we want to use OpenAI for this. You could use Gemini. I prefer OpenAI. And then we want the model we want. The first option here is to create a completion prompt. I'm fumbling over my words today. I don't know why. And then the module that we want to choose is you can use the 4.0. It's okay. It's better and it's cheaper. You can also use the mini 4.0 mini. It's way cheaper than the 4.0. You can use that. And then our message is we want to take a role. You can choose a role of an assistant or user. I prefer user. And then our text content is basically the instruction that we want to get from we want Chat GPT, and not Chat GPT, but the OpenAI GPT to be able to do. And what we're going to do, I have that information. I'm just going to copy it here, and I will leave this here as well. But we want to write a friendly email. So this is this is the instruction that we want. So we're going to change this F name to that. The email is going to be the email. Message is going to be this field message. So that's what we want so that our AI can generate this. The next part is a bit lengthy. So we want the OpenAI module, and we want to transform the structure data. We want to transform text to structured data. What this will do is, now you're sending out the email, but we want the email to, like, if we want to extract some pieces out of the email, that way it just makes our layout very like beautiful. Now if you want to add images and all that stuff, like if you want AI to generate the image for you and like do all of these things, we can implement that for you. Feel free to reach out to us on Genesis Flow. Now we want to use the same GPT 4.0. The text we're parsing in here is going to be the message choices. So the content, which will be here from our email, and the prompt we are using, which I will give you here, is this prompt we're going to use. So uh, so we're going to use this prompt to extract our data that's coming through. And we want to extract these email headlines so we can do a subject and all of that. And we want to save that. Actually, before we go ahead, one thing we're missing here is the structured data definitions. Now, this is something that you actually need to be able to extract the data. So I'm going to have to run through this real quick, and I'll be back shortly. I'm going to add those definitions in there. All right, these are our data definitions with our prompts and what we want. Save that. And then the next thing we want is send our email right away. So we're going to do our Gmail and we're going to hit send email and we're sending it. I'm going to do a test, my test email here. That'll work. And our subject is going to be our email headline, and our content is going to be an HTML template because that is what an email is actually made up of. It is an HTML template that is well designed. So MailChimp, Beehive, all these guys, they have their system is basically an HTML template that is being used to send out. So why not create your own, right? I mean, talk about style. What we're going to do is we have our styling and everything here that we want. Our greeting is going to be greeting from our OpenAI. Our intro is going to be our intro here. Highlight, we want highlight there. We want our next steps to be next steps. Signature in the folder it's going to be our signature, and you can format your signature however you want. If you want to do this, we can help you with that. Just send us a DM. Save that. Now, does this automation work so far? Well, we will see soon. The last step and the final step here is we want to call on Slack. And first of all, prerequisites to this is you want to have a Slack account. And what this will allow you to do is link it to the Slack space that you are trying to use. So what we want is to create a message in that space in that space, notifying you that, hey, I've already sent out an email. It seems like it took more than 15 minutes. Well, so we're going to search from list and we want a public channel and we want website forms. Our text is going to be, I'm going to just copy this because we already have it and I don't want to waste any more time. So we say text is going to be this right here. So I'm gonna format this a little bit. So our name, client name is going to come from our form summation here. So I'm just gonna take this from here. So F name. The company name is going to be here. Company email for that client is going to be the email. The message to send, so that way you can see the message, and then you can see what message that was sent to your like through your AI system, so to speak. What message was generated. The email that was sent can be here. Okay, so there you have it. This automation is ready to run. So let's see here. Run this automation and voila. All right, that was successful. Well, let's check if the form was updated. Yes, the Google Sheet was updated. Did we receive the email? We've got to check email. Looks like we got that email. You can see here. Yep, we got your message. That's, hey James, thank you for reaching out. Post your home bed, blah blah blah, and there your email goes. So that email went through, and did we get a Slack notification? Yes, we sure did. 9 p.m. You just got a form submission from a potential client. Here's the client deeds to follow up. James, mega line inspection, blah 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 blah, and here's the message that was sent. And I already sent an email to them. Here's the email. And there you have it, my friend. This is how you can basically go ahead and capture your own leads, create your own email template, and get notified without you having to lift up a finger, and just set this up, and every time your lead form captured, you can be notified. And this, by the way, you can also apply this to social media, like your Facebook ads, your Instagram ads, your Google ads. If you need help with implementing that, send us a DM or email me or find our website, and we will be able to build an automation system for your business that takes the work off your hand, and you can be able to focus on the things that actually matters. Because I believe, as a person that empower businesses, I believe that you and I are not machines, and we are meant to focus on greater tasks. And the best way to do that in our businesses is so that we can get rid of things that create boredom. And because when we are in the boredom state and not in the flow state where everything is cohesive and working and moving together, business cannot move forward. So if you are here to empower people and you are here to hit your goals in business, let's help you take out the mundane things. Save the automation and stay tuned for another video.